date and month is equal to dot current date dot string. Yeah, perfect. Okay,
Actually, I have
this
run
is
it
what.
daily at
Yeah, yeah, got it. This is one way. For according in Zoho, we do have limitation in for each loop. Okay, so you cannot run more than 10,000 rows in for each loop in a single loop. Okay, in Zoho. Okay, so if you have more than 10,000 employees in your database, then this schedule will not run. You will get an error saying that loop limit exceeded. Okay. What we usually do to avoid that situation is whenever an employee master is created in the back end, you create two more fields. One is to store the date column, another one is store the month, or else you create a single line field and do that dd hyphen mmm. You just used in the code, right?
yeah string
So while
function.
creating, yeah, while creating record itself in a separate field, you store the data in this format, dd-mm itself. Okay, you can write the same code in on success. So whenever an employee's data is created, you store the data in a field. Okay. Then
Okay.
then what you can do is in the schedule you go and do the search directly instead of for each loop. What you can write is go to the. Can you open the code which you have already? In the for each loop itself, you can define the condition for each rec in student, right? Up next to student, you can define the condition in square bracket.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Got it, right? So we usually say, right, ID not equal to null kind of thing. The same way, what you have to do is the DDMMM equal to Joe dot current date dot. You can write the if loop in the condition itself if you store the data in the backend.
Okay.
So it
So
in this way, it will reduce the number of looping as well as the time execution also.
yeah,
You
okay.
get Pavan what I yeah.
Yeah, okay. And another one is
Huh?
yeah, I have done other one like custom button
Uh,
and the report.
okay. Okay. Perfect. Mm.
Actually, I have taken the leave as a scenario like
Mhm. Mhm.
so we can update over here like this one. It changes status.
Okay. Is it did you open a new form or it's just a status update?
Yeah, like dummy from I used.
Or you have used dummy form? Okay, stateless form. Okay. Mm. Perfect.
I tried this student attendance form like, but
Mm-hmm.
like Like I tried to do this in another way, like, but I haven't got that one. Like, basically, can submit
Attendance, what it is?
like attendance submission, present or absent. You said.
So one time you are restricting the user to submit one time.
Yeah, I've tried, but I've tried to populate the subform, but haven't got that one. I tried in another application. I think this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've tried to based on the class input, and I have
Mm-hmm.
tried to auto populate this one. Like maintain the class one or two. All the students should be auto populated in this form. Like
Okay, have you done that?
I have tried, but I got an errors. Like so
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay,
based on
for
the
this only, yeah, you can insert the data dynamically into subform. For that, you have to learn what is collection, what is list, and everything actually.
yeah
Okay, now, okay, I'll teach you this. Okay, Pavan, so now you understand what is custom action and everything, right? Let's move on
yeah
into list, map, collection, and everything. Okay, list is nothing but okay, in other language, list is an array actually. Okay, it's a collection of data list. Okay, so the map is like key value pair, hash map, right? Key value pair. It's like in the left hand side, you will define some key, right hand side, you can store some value against that key.
yeah
Okay, so let's learn about list today. Okay, I'll show you how to create a list and what are all the functions we have in list and everything. Okay, we share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
yeah it's visible.
We'll create one function list. Okay. So if you click on arguments, where you can see what are all the arguments in defined int, float, string, timer. These are all the arguments are supported in Zoho. Okay. In list itself, you can define all these list string. If it is list string, you can store the string value in that list. Int means you can store only the int. Okay, but if you define empty list, you can store anything. You can store int number, sorry, int string, float, anything you can store. Okay, so pool is true or false. The XML is, what is the XML? We will discuss. Okay. So I'm not going to create any argument now. I'm just creating a normal function where I'm going to create a list inside this. Okay. Let's say you have to create some variable. Okay. Create list A. This is the variable name. Now, if you say list of, then we created a list. This is the syntax for list creation. Okay. If you want to add anything into that list, anything, you can add A, A. So you can do, or if you say info means is just alert inside the function. Okay. So if you execute this, so you are saying is, I mean, you are getting ACP, right? This is the
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
Okay? If you go in, you can get all the built-in functions, list, job creator. You will get all that. List functions, it's here, right? So you can learn all the functions from here. What are all the operations you can do in list, you can read it from here. Okay, you can add data into the list. You can add a list into another list. If you want to add, all the values from another list, you have to use add all. If you want to remove all the data from the list, you can use clear. If you want to check if there is any data available inside the list, you have to use contains. If you want to get any distinct values from the list, then you have to use distinct. Get is nothing but if you want to get some data based on position is, let's say the position of A is 0 here, right? So if you write like this, info dot get of 0, then what you will get is in the result you will get A. Okay, so always the list position starts with 0 and up. If you write 3, you will get an error because we don't have that index, right? We have only three values. So 0, 1, 2 only we have. Okay, if you write if you the last in text, if you want to get any data in text value, which means the position, you have to use in text. The intersectors, if you have two list, then you can use intersect. These are all the we have to learn actually. Okay, we will use small things for now. If you, let's say, if you want to know the size, then you can do like this. Okay, the size of the list is 3. Okay, then in the list only you can write for each actually. So write n create list a, then you can write it here info rec, then you will get it like this. Okay, so list is nothing but it's collection of data, and then you can do all the whenever you have a subform data, then all the list operation will apply for subform data. Okay, so if you want to iterate any subform data, then you have to use this for each loop. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
the same way if you want to create any map, okay, you have to map is nothing but it's a key value pair. So you have to write like this. If you want to create a map, then you have to write like this. If you want to add anything, the key is A, the value is Joe. Okay, here the next thing, key is B, value is Google. Okay, if it is 3, then the value is like that. Now, if you say info create map, you'll get all the A means Zoho thing. So if you wanna get the value based on key, what you have to do is info create map dot get. You can see, right? It's giving the value for the key. So, sorry, yeah, the it's giving the value for the key A. Okay. So the
Yeah, okay.
same way, if you go into the instead of list functions, if you go into map function here, the same, you have to learn all these things. If you want to add any data into the map, you have to use put. Okay, if you want to get any data, then you have to use get. Okay. So the
Yeah,
list
okay.
and map, yeah, the map is like if you don't want to store the key values always the key where is always unique in map. Okay. So if you want to store any data against unique keys, then you can use map. Okay, you
Okay.
have to practice all these map functions. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We will use this in the app now. Okay. I'll teach you in which scenario we can use list and map. And Zoho has recently launched something called collections. Here, the collection functions. Collection is nothing but it's a combination of list and key. Okay. Let's say in list value you can store only in list you can store only values, right? In map you can store key value pair, right? Collection is
Yeah,
nothing but you can use both in a single thing, which means you can create either you can create anything inside the collection. You can store list as well as you can store the map.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
that is called collection. You have to learn about these collection functions too. You asked me, right, how to add the subform row automatically. You have to add all the student data automatically into the subform, right? So
yeah,
what you have to do is, if you go into here, insert subform row dynamically. For this, we have to use collection. Okay, so I'll teach you how to do this. So we have an order form, right?
yeah,
So whenever user click on this order, let's say we are going to load all the products automatically. Okay.
yeah, okay.
So go to form workflow, order form, and on load, we will write this action. Add new action. Oh, this is field inputs. Order, creator, on load. We are going to write insert stuff. Okay. So what you have to do is for that, you have to define something like this. Row value. This is the variable. Okay. You have to give in which form you're going to use this. This is order form and the subform name. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So then what you have to do is I'm just doing this from here for each rec in our case it's a student form. In my case it's a product form. Okay, wow. So product. So in outside you have to define the collection variable. Okay. Let's say this is the you have to create collection like this. Okay. This is the row value dot product is equal to rec dot id. Oops. ID is nothing but since it's a lookup field, we are saying it's ID. Okay. So you have to add this into you have to add this into ship. So dot insert well. What we are doing is we are creating the collection here. Okay. Then we are adding this product value into each row and adding that row into a collection. Okay. Then outside of this, insert into last, you have to assign that collection into a subform. Insert into what is the subform name? This one, right? Input that subform is insert value. You have to insert the collection variable actually. See, can you see? So you have to understand this. This is the row value is nothing but in which form you want to use this. Okay, this is we
Yeah,
are going to use the collection in order form. This is the main form, right? That you have to define. Then if think of let's pretend that you have more than one subform in order form. Okay, so in which subform you want to use this insert? So you have to define that form name. This is main form name, this is subform name, and then you have to create one collection variable. Okay.
yeah,
Then what we are going to do is we are getting all the products from the product table and assign that product. Here the product is lookup, right? So we are getting we are assigning the product ID here. Let's say if you wanna do one more thing, quantity is equal to 2 here. Okay. So if you do like this, see the quantity is also assigned. So if you want what all the fields you want to assign, you can assign it against this variable, then add that variable into collection actually.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Basically, it's a map. If you see here, we are assigning the product. This is the key, this is the value. And assigning that map and inserting that map into collection here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, then you have to assign that collection, you have to insert that collection variable into this subform. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
so if you refresh this, then you will, if you have, you will get what are all the product you have in your product master will be added automatically inside the subform, under the subform. Okay,
Um, Yeah, okay.
but if you see here, we do have lot of we do have lot of unanswered input action for quantity, right? But that is not triggered here actually. You have to take care of those action also. Okay. But first you have to learn about what is list, what is map, what is collection. Then we will then you practice to implement, find where to use list, where to use map, where to use collection. Okay. If you
Yeah.
if you want to add dynamic row in the subform, you have to use collection. But inside the collection, technically we are using map. Okay.
Yeah.
You understand, right, Pavel?
Yeah. Yeah. I got it.
Okay, so in your application you tried yesterday, right? You have to use the same logic and add all the students and their attendance form.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
is how you have to use. So tomorrow you try to, create one list function, one map function, and try to check all the built-in actions for list map.
Yeah. Okay.
The collection we will learn it little slowly, but you have to learn about that list and map. We may use it in multiple places actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
do you remember you asked me on that day how to remove, let's say if I add product B in this row, how to, oh, here why it is product B. Oh, I know. This should be defined inside the college actually. Then only it will get refresh actually, I think. Yeah. Okay. That do you remember how to add
Yeah.
if I select the product A in first row, how can I remove that product A from the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
row? Do you remember it?
Yeah. Yeah. I
For
remember.
that, yeah, for that and all, you have to use this remove function. Mm, So what you have to do is you have to create a list, Pavel. Okay, create a list, get all the data, create a list, and assign it to the first row. Okay. The next, what you have to do is you just
Remove that tab.
values into.
Your voice is not clear.
Let's say you have all the values in list A. Okay, you assign the list A into row 1. Okay, to create another list called list B. Pavan, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, in the list B, add the product which is selected in row 1. Okay, then remove the list B from list A.
Okay.
So now the product A will be removed from list A, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you add the list A into the second row actually. Okay. So during that scenario, we have to use the remove function. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have, right, how to get to this thing. I'll send you this. Okay. So go
Yeah.
to
Yeah. I know it.
built-in function. You have, right? So you have to learn all this. So create a function and create one list, add some values into that list and try to learn all this list in functions actually. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Ma'am.
The same way, create a map, add some key value pair into that map and do all the map built-in functions. Everything will be used under subform, or if you want to do um anything for large number, I mean more than one record, you have to go for list and the map only. Okay. So you practice how to insert the data dynamically into subform also. Okay, tomorrow.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
You try to add all the student under attendance module, then we'll decide. Then if you have any doubt, we'll move forward. I'll
Yeah.
answer,
Have a
otherwise I'll take you into another task.
yeah. Like have a small note. Like
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I have created a form with radio buttons, and if we use that form as a form, like radio buttons are not like not visible. Like they are also
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We do have some restrictions in Subform display.
yeah, yeah,
So
right.
don't use radio button. In that case, you use drop down actually.
Yeah, I use the radio
Technically, both
buttons,
are.
but like
Mhm.
they are displacing out. They are display drawdown.
They are displaying in drop down model, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Technically, both are same, right? It's just a visibility. In Subform, you cannot give a radio button actually. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So, so okay. Anyway, we're going to practice this Subform inset tomorrow and then list map. Correct? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
That Madhavi covered the environment already in different product or it's not yet covered. Pavan,
Like
how to?
about
Mhm.
environment,
Yeah, environment. Yes.
like
Is it
development.
sandbox and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you have an idea about that. Like
Okay, okay. She covered it or you
yeah, yeah.
learned it? Covered
She
it, right?
covered.
Okay. Okay. So because mm, I have to decide which thing I need to teach you tomorrow. What are all the other stuff I need to teach you tomorrow? I'll teach you functions and that batch workflows and everything tomorrow. Okay. What is blueprints? Have you learned about blueprints?
Like no, ma'am.
No? Okay, maybe I'll cover approvals because she's going to cover blueprints elaborate, I mean, separately, I think. We will learn about approvals and payments tomorrow. Then I'll take you into the settings. Okay.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Then we'll start developing actual application.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
A single application with all the functionalities. Okay.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, Pavin? You need help?
Yeah, no, ma'am. Fine.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. Do you know do you know anything from Vivek why he didn't join?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Like I also don't know about them, but I don't have any contact details of them.